Netanyahu's delusions of dominating the whole region and demonstrating Jewish supremacy there and worldwide are now Trump's reality. He seems to be committed to that, regardless of the cost to us, regardless of the cost to the world. I think that's evident from everything that we've heard and seen. And I'm afraid that the White House has discovered that they miscalculated. They thought that between the decapitation strikes designed to eliminate leaders at all levels in Iran had failed, that they were going to have to do something else. And I think the something else is the question that they need to answer. And the most immediate answer is, well, we started this. Now we need to double down and do more damage. Right. And I look at many of my generation. These are the people that remember Vietnam. And unfortunately, they say, double down. We're not tough enough. We're not ruthless enough. We need to destroy more, kill more. It's not a good prescription for, I think, Iran. It's the size of Western Europe with 93 million people. And they have demonstrated thus far that they prepared pretty well to deal with what was going to happen to them. The only area where I think there is some measure of disappointment, serious disappointment over in Iran, is with the overall air and missile defense. They haven't been able to down very many aircraft, but they are shooting down lots of what I would call the terrestrial intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance platforms like the Israeli Hermes unmanned system, the drone. The reason it's important that you shoot those things down is that they are sent in to confirm or verify what people are finding on satellite imagery and space-based observation. Before you launch major strikes and commit large quantities of munitions to something, you want to try and make sure what you're shooting at is real and so forth. We spent, I'm told, something like $5.2 billion in the first 24 to 36 hours. And we discovered subsequently that we shot a lot of decoys. We missed things. And one of the things that we were absolutely convinced, and this is another Air Force malady, unfortunately, that if you achieve air superiority or air supremacy over the areas of importance to you, that you're going to win. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of evidence to support that unless you have a force on the ground that can somehow or another exploit it or discount it as not being useful, whatever. On the Iranian side, they've done enormous damage. 27 plus U.S. bases completely destroyed. Virtually all of the long-range radars that are designed to give you early warning of an incoming missile attack in Israel and across the Gulf and the Arabian Peninsula, they're all gone. They've been destroyed. And now they're taking things apart. I was just looking at some satellite photography before I came on in Kuwait, looking at the U.S. base there. They obviously have excellent intelligence. They know where the CIA stations are. They know where people are located that actually perform tasks that are of importance. They're systematically dismantling our military capability across the Gulf. And they've made it very clear that unless you play ball with us, if you live in the Emirates or these other places, you continue to serve the American-Israeli agenda, we'll destroy everything else. And at the same time, the oil jugular is shutting down. Right. In Qatar, they have no more storage. They're stopping extraction. Same thing in the UAE. They just shut down the world's largest refinery. Why? Well, you can't refine anything else. What's the point? And you have 3,200 ships all over the world idle that are there to bring out oil or come in and load up, and they can't do it. Netanyahu's delusions of dominating the whole region and demonstrating Jewish supremacy there and worldwide are now Trump's reality. He seems to be committed to that, regardless of the cost to us, regardless of the cost to the world. So right now, 25% of the world's oil is offline, and it may be indefinite at this stage. And at the same time, 35% of the world's fertilizer is not on hand. You have to have the components from the Gulf in order to have fertilizer. Now, we can get fertilizer elsewhere, the Russians, maybe Ukrainians. I don't know if they're organized to do anything about it. The Russians can sell you all the fertilizer you want, I guess. I think the Iranians have decided that rather than live on their knees, they're going to stand up even if it kills them. I think the Iranians have made it very clear that they will not meet Mr. Netanyahu's demands. So we have to understand that the demands President Trump stipulated are not our demands. They're Israel's demands as articulated by Mr. Netanyahu. And what is Mr. Netanyahu's view of the world? The world is a place that Jews must dominate, at least insofar as we're talking about the Middle East. How do they dominate that? Well, they have to dominate it militarily. And why do they have to dominate it militarily? Because they're surrounded by enemies. That's the argument. Well, is there a way to convert some of those enemies to friends? No, that's impossible. Therefore, we will only be safe in Israel when Iran, it's a very serious danger to us because it's big. It has all of these missiles against which we cannot defend. And we're seeing that right now in real time in Israel. And that's unacceptable. So if nothing else, Iran has to be destroyed. That's his view.
Right.
And President Trump seems to have adopted it, but that's not our interest.
Right.
We don't have any interest in killing everybody in Iran or destroying all their cities and reducing them to abject poverty. I mean, surely that's not something that works to our advantage as a country. It's another civilizational state, for God's sakes. It's one of the cornerstones of global civilization. It's been around for 2,700 years. It's called Persia.